Good, good morning, everyone. I'm Eric Payne on YouTube. I'm coming out behind the camera. We see. Good morning. It's 8:52 on January 19, 2016. January 19th, the day I joined the United States Army, 1984. I retired January 31st, 2004. Coming to you live from my home. I am Eric Payne on YouTube, also under Society Gone Unchecked, Inc., my company that just getting started, trying to get a nonprofit going, but posting videos under the channel. And I deal with civil rights, human rights, constitutional rights, victim rights, disability rights, right to exist, among the jurisdiction of the United States of America and its territories, as well as coming together as a people, talking about the races and injustice of the world. Under those, I have what I call my lucky seven of women issues, children issues, armed service veterans issues that we have. Definitely armed service veterans. We have many down in the war zones that's not even talked about. KIAs, MIAs. Also, going to expand on the homeless, the elderly, the disabled, and injustice. Enough's enough, okay? Also, law enforcement brutality, misconduct, which law enforcement, unfortunately, thank you, law enforcement, the ones that serve, protect, and honorably, pride in their uniform, pride in their units, pride in their believing that commanders abide by the rules, regulations, SOPs, guidelines, and laws of all things. Again, also on Twitter, also on LinkedIn, Google Plus, Facebook, but I'm on to mainly Facebook and YouTube. I kind of comment back and forth, posting videos on Messenger as well. For all my friends out there on Facebook friends, I know you gotta read. Okay, sometimes we see my long comments. You read them. Okay, I put a lot of heavy stuff in there. And I dedicated a course last year in October when I danced. And also, I'm a 20-year Army veteran. For all those just tuning in and don't know, I'm a 20-year Army veteran. I'm a certified Homeland Security investigator, school trained. Also, I'm an independent marketer of No Limit Soldier under World Ventures. The website, https //NoLimitSoldier.dreamtrips.com. Also, that I am independent I'm an informed advocate for my lucky seven, as I mentioned, the women, children, the homeless, the elderly, veterans, disabled, and injustice. Definitely, on injustice, talking about people that have been locked away against their will, people that have been locked away for things they didn't do, people falsely accused, as well as deportation of immigrants, an attack on the races. These are all issues that's going to be talked about, that's being talked about now under Eric Payne Society Gone Unchecked, which is a channel on YouTube. There's no responsibility, there's no accountability of a lot of issues within the confines of the United States of America. Good morning, Mr. President Obama, sir. Thank you for your honorable service to this great nation as the first black president or the president in general, as well as your lovely wife, First Lady, Ms. Michelle Obama, and your lovely children. See you about to move out of the area, sir. You're going to be sorely missed, no doubt. I wish we could have come together better as a people, especially with the Black Caucus and seeing Jesse Jackson, Farrakhan, as well as Cornel West, and a lot of other, not necessarily black leaders, Black Caucus, but also the minority leaders, the Latino communities, Mexican, Colombians, and everybody. That we all have leadership in the races. NAACP, ACLU, SCLC, like the CEO come together with the president before it's all over said and done, Jesse Jackson. So I'm reaching out to you, sir. I'm calling the office in Chicago and in DC to no response. You have numbers that are not right anymore. Also, I want to talk about what I see on television, because I normally gather information and talk about things that I see on the news, also different talk shows. Thanks to Mr. Steve Harvey, Ellen DeGeneres, as well as Oprah Winfrey and other honorable news organizations that are reporting equally when it comes to love, peace, harmony, respect, justice, and equality for all. But that we have to pay attention, okay? And for all you out there sitting back, still harboring anger, resentment, okay, as well as, and I'm talking all races, okay, they're still harboring anger, resentment, and that that are racist, that harbor discrimination and hate, and not love, peace, harmony, respect, justice, and equality for all. Shame on you. That I'm gonna tell you, anyone out here not supporting the immigrants and supporting humanity, if you're not about humanity, that means about the people, all people, okay? Even convicts have rights, okay? I tell you right now, people that are out here that have not broken the law are being violated. And if you sit back and support someone like a Donald Trump, and all you support is Donald Trump, this is a stern message to you. If you think for 1 minute Donald Trump is going to make president, you're sorely wrong. And you're following this guy all around because he got that money. And anybody out there saying we're a child politician as usual, I'd rather put a politician in place and get everybody, all the people, start writing letters to them and get them all in order versus having Donald Trump who use the word dumb, okay, in his context of referring to people, especially then talking about different races. We see you, Donald Trump, with no people of color, okay, sir. You don't care about us. When I say us, I'm not necessarily talking about blacks. I'm talking Native American, Asians, Colombians, Latinos, and everybody else. People that have real problems. You got all that money. I told you I'm waiting to see you in Southeast Washington, D.C. Now, enough's enough. Any of your supporters is back there behind you and had a nerve probably working in some of these daggone positions of power and supporting someone that's talking about trying to put Muslims and Syrians and people that have humanity, honorable people. Muslims and Syrians that work in state departments and they're going EMTs and the military and Homeland Security, FBI, translators and stuff like that in other countries that we need them. Armed service veterans, we need them. Okay? And you sit up here and got a nerve. Enough said. And so I'm going to go by the numbers here. I did take a note for a change, probably. Okay, I just want to write something down. These are things that plague the United States of America and around the world, but many of the United States of America I'm talking about, and especially people of color. Okay, but then we talk about the the Healthcare Act. Okay, jobs, taxes. Okay, education. That we need to support our armed service veterans as well. Okay, our day-to-day operations. Okay, our families, children issues, homeless issues, hunger. Civil rights, human rights, constitutional rights, victim rights, disabled rights. You keep forgetting, okay? Law enforcement, I'm telling you, it's a stern warning to you all, that they have disability rights. It's called ADA. These are federal laws. When someone is attacked of a disabled person, and you sit back and tell them not writing a report and not charging the person with that federal law, you better know that law. You better call the Department of Justice and give the Attorney General Loretta Lynch. Okay, you have to call back and call Eric Holder, or the President of the United States, people that were really sponsoring these, that were really on point with supporting these laws. These laws are on the books, and you're not supporting them. I'm a disabled veteran, and you're the one that's assaulting me. A lot of law enforcement as well as other citizens. And law enforcement is not protecting me. Law enforcement District 4, I wrote you a letter this morning at about 6:40 this morning. That's when I finished it. And it's to the major down there, Commander District 4, as well as to redress, as a redress. Because you're not answering my calls, you're not answering my emails, you're not answering my letters, and you're not, which means you're in violation of security of Prince George's County. Because you're not just doing it to me, you're doing it to all citizens. You're not the law. Citizens are very much part of your law enforcement day-to-day operations. That you count on certain honorable citizens. Okay? And for the Oscars also, we see this, and Chris Rock, sir, I'll reach out to you, sir, to tell you to get on there and you do that daggone Oscar, sir. You do that. You do the Oscars. Do not sit back, sir. You do what Chris Rock does. You do what Chris Rock, sir. You know what doing a Chris Rock means? That means cross the line. Okay, that you say it. There's absolutely no way that out of all these nice films that everyone goes to see, that you don't have one person of color, and that means Latino, no one that's been nominated for an award. Spike Lee, sir, I hope that you've seen this video, sir, as well as Jada Pinkett. I thank you for boycotting the daggone Oscars, okay? And everyone boycotted. Do not even watch it, because enough's enough. In this day and age of today is January 19th, the very day, as I mentioned, I joined the United States Army to support freedom and democracy and a better way of life. That I retired from the military after 20 years, and still from 2004 have been catapulting myself, and especially as of the late 4 or 5 years, into supporting freedom and democracy even more. Okay, in my civilian life, it is enough said. Okay, when it comes down to that, we still have people that want to harbor anger, resentment, that want to be racist, discriminative, okay, and harbor hate. What's wrong with you? Why do you hate the next person? Why do you hate the next race? Why do you hate people? I was conditioned to love, lead, and report. As an honorable man, as a citizen of the United States of America, I was conditioned by my parents, Howard Payne Sr. and Virginia L. Lee Payne. There's absolutely no way I can hate a person because of their race, their sexual orientation, their nationality, their origin, their heritage, their very well gender or whatever. That you treat everybody equal. Everybody has a right to exist. And to stop it. I mean, stop it now. Okay? Enough's enough said. That I'm telling you, I'm going to Capitol Hill. It is against the law to sit back and violate a person's civil rights, human rights, constitutional rights, okay? And law enforcement, you better start writing reports on it. So when we go to see Human Relations and we go to the Department of Justice, okay, that we'll have a police report saying that we at least reported it, and it happened to us at Martini's nightclub, okay, at the game room, okay, lounge, sports bar, all in Fort Washington, Maryland. Why was violated? Well, I called 911, but yet I'm barred from the club, public accommodation. And law enforcement sit back, not write reports, do not care that I'm a dancer, that people request me to come down there. You don't care. And you just need to stop doing that. Stop sitting back thinking that you're above the law, because when you come on the scene, you wear that badge, you have that gun. You better have common courtesy when you address Eric Payne, his family, friends, and constituency. Because if you don't, you're gonna get a reprimand, and you're gonna get fired, and you're gonna eventually leave your job. Don't think up here law enforcement, because I'm saying law enforcement because you are the first line with the very thing that governs us in this very world today, and that's laws. You are the law enforcement, the first line. You're the front lines, okay? Which means also district commissioner, human relations, state's attorney, attorney general, county executives, city, county, state, and federal, to include the President of the United States. We all have a duty when it comes to the laws of this land. And enough said on that. And support our children. Children, if you have questions about anything, you're being bullied, or anything, you talk to your parents. You start with your parents, and parents, you listen to your children. Okay? Do not teach racism, discrimination, hate. Do not sit back because a black person done something to you in the state of Georgia, or up in Seattle, or California, or New York, or a white person done the same thing to you in California, Florida, New York, or Seattle, or somewhere, that you're taking out on the next person. You have racist people in all the races, okay? But don't get it wrong, okay? We know what history has been showing us. And I'm thankful for all races for supporting each other. We're allowed to be proud. You ought to be black and you're proud. You ought to be allowed to be white and proud. You're allowed to be Colombian and proud, Ecuadorian and proud, Syrian and proud, Muslim and proud. You're allowed to be proud of who you are, your race. But you come together and you teach each other. You get to know each other. You come together though. Don't just be proud and pride in your race to the point where you can't be outside the context of 27 amendments or the city, county, state, and federal law. You're proud of your race within the confines of the law. But as you come together as a people. And I'm going to start having forums down here in Fort Washington, Maryland, okay, somewhere, and to be announced, and enough's enough. And we're going to have sessions on race relations, women issues, law enforcement, brutality, law enforcement, what they're looking for from the community. We're going to also children, we're going to give teenagers a chance to air their issues, the homeless, the women issues, injustices, people that have been locked away against their will within our community.